Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and of course my co-host Mike Gast, writer with RVtravel.com, and
Everybody.
Many people know him from his days at Campgrounds of America. Welcome to another episode of WCM's Outdoor Hospitality Update. I've got some palm trees behind me now, Mike. You're not the only one that's in a tropical location.
Yeah, I've got to write a letter and complain to somebody that you've escaped from the frozen north.
From the north, it's horrible up there. And of course, our guests Nate and Alicia Lawson.
Hi, everybody.
New owners of Time Away RV Resort. You guys developed from the ground up, which is amazing. I know it's quite a task to do that. So we have a lot of developments going on in the country, and the permitting and just getting your vision to completion is incredible. Yeah. So kudos to you for getting it done. You guys had a full season last year, right?
Well, yeah, we opened originally just in June of last year. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and you guys have about 100 sites at the park. Yes. Were you guys pretty much full from June on, I guess?
I'll let you take it.
We were, so all of June. June was our anniversary month, which was crazy month. We were full to full up, and then couldn't get another vehicle in here. Everybody was so excited to see a park in the area. They were just so excited. Kind of, a lot of them was here also to find out how can they, make a park, and they were just excited for us and excited to get some information.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
Well, let's back up a second. What were you guys doing before the campground came about?
Good question.
Well, I'll start first. I drove truck for almost 30 years, and then that got, messed up. So as far as fuel and pay and all that, and she saw me getting frustrated. So secretly, she had already brought up years past that maybe we should get into real estate and start buying these homes. And it just so happened the crash happened in 2008. 2009, so on, and she started buying houses. When I looked up, she had 6 purchased.
I didn't tell him. I put in 10 bids while he was at work, and then when he got home, I'm like, "Hey, yeah, we're the owners of 6 houses." We lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the time, and we had moved out of Toledo. My farm, moved us out. So he got home, and he was frustrated for a long time. We almost got divorced. I'm telling you. And, but we stayed together and made it work. So go ahead, continue.
So anyway, she bought the homes. Well, I'm invested now. So the trucking thing wasn't working out. I tried to stay working as long as I could, but on the weekends we would run back, fix the houses up. We started renting houses out. So we did that from the 2008, 2009 series up until here recently. Well, a year and a half now.
Yeah.
About a year and a half with this RV park. So we basically were landlords all these years. And
he was a veteran first prior to that, to getting into the housing market. So prior to being a truck driver. So, and he just so happened to say one day, what would it be like if we didn't have to go change carpet, paint anymore? We had already been RVing for the last 30 years. So he's like, I'd love to just sweep off a piece of concrete. And then that's how this came up about 4 years ago. So prior to this, what I did was I worked with Pfizer and other pharmaceutical companies. So I did that, medical device companies, kind of dabbled in that. I did that for the last 25 years. So I had the marketing experience, and he had the infrastructure, building experience.
So in my 20 years with KOA, we always used to chuckle a little bit at the headquarters when a new campground owner would come in and they say, well, we got into buying a campground because we just love camping. We love RVing. We love camping. And we always look at them and say, well, that's over. You're not going camping anymore
Right.
because you're going to be too busy.
You're not going camping no more.
Right. We definitely love camping. Go ahead.
So what did that experience with, what about RVing drew you into to say, I think we can do this?
I think it was exciting to think like it was risky.
Yeah, do
And
something different.
do something different. And it was our first time actually working together in a we did the housing together, but this was our first time actually like being able to, in pharma, your marketing skills. I mean, you worked at KOA, like you got all these marketing skills. You want to explode some of your creative ideas, and it's tough, because they have their own marketing plan. So this gave me the opportunity to really market the way I wanted to, really explore some different type of marketing. So for me, that's what I got out of it. And then for him, he got out of it the fact that, hey, I don't know, we've never built an RV park before, but this may be, I built homes. He built our home on the water. He's built, he tore down, wall here, there, built it back up. He's like, I can take these skills there. So we brought the marketing and the infrastructure skills together. And that's what made it so we thought we could do it. Gave us the courage.
So why Alabama? Did you have connections back there?
None.
No, we've never been to Alabama before.
Yeah, ever.
Never.
Not even in the state.
Not even in the state.
Wow.
We were when we decided to go on the quest. We started on the southeast corner of the country, so we went down to Florida, kind of looked around, looked at different things, touched the water a little bit, and Florida, didn't work out. So we started working our way back up. Next thing you know, we're in Georgia looking around. We've been to Tennessee and all these different
looking
spots.
For 4 years, yeah.
And finally, and the weird thing is this particular property that we have now, she had called them first thing, and they never called us back. So throughout our journey of looking for an RV park or a good spot to put one or whatever came our way, we were actually up in Iowa Sea area looking at another park and was really almost ready to put an offer in on it. We had some problems with some of the stuff, but these people decided to call. Well, we wasn't that. We was 2 hours maybe. It was a 2-hour ride to come back down here, and we drove down here, and she went into negotiating. Notice how I said that. She went into negotiating with the guy, and he took it. He bit, and we've been here ever since.
And what made us look at Alabama is the fact that it did meet all of we looked at parks that met our criteria, which was had to be close to a highway. This is only less than 2 miles away from Highway 20.
By driving, you can walk, get there quicker if you went through the woods.
Never considered NASCAR, so we didn't even think about that. The realtor told us like during the negotiations part, so that wasn't even part of it. We just thought, okay, it's got the acreage. That was one of them. It had 13 acres. At the time, it had 8. We gained through negotiations an additional 5 acres, and then it had we were able to pay cash, and that was a big deal for us, so that we could avoid some of the other things that you have to go through just trying to purchase a park.
Yeah. What was just I guess, you've been RVing, you said, for 35 years, right?
30. Most of my life. I mean, pretty much. I'm 50. I'll be 55 this year.
I guess part of what the industry has been working with since it became, it's becoming more popular. We're seeing a lot more diversity among campers. I guess, what's that been like for you guys when you were going out camping and different things? I guess your viewpoint from the industry, I guess, what's that diversity been like? I mean, it feels like there's a lot more diversity than there used to be, I guess.
We discovered there was a lot more diversity than we knew.
Okay.
When we go camping, it's just usually us.
Yeah, for 30 years, we didn't think about. We probably only saw another Black couple probably twice in all of our time.
Yeah, in the same spot. Yeah,
we never saw. We just didn't even think about it. Like when we bought the park, we didn't say, "Hey, I wonder if we'll get Black people there." We just didn't think. We just didn't even think about it at all. It wasn't part of the plan or part of the thought. We never saw them, so we never thought about it.
Bottom line is, I didn't know Black people camp.
Right. Yeah. It just so happened when we got the park and we announced on Facebook that we were opening and we showed our face. I just thought that was a cool thing to do because I said, hey, we're good people. I said, so we're marketing, we're going to market ourselves because we're good people. We want all campers to come and let's just tell them we're opening a park and we show them the land and let Facebook help us build the park. Okay. And that was our plan. And that's when we found out there were other Black groups and they started contacting us.
I had no idea. We had no idea they
We had
existed.
no idea.
None. Because you go when you go camping, and when we went camping as kids and everything, you was just with your family, people that you knew. Your uncle and auntie had one, so you and your cousins and y'all hang out in the park. That was it. Wasn't like you looked around and you saw another auntie and somebody else and their people camping. It was us.
Yeah.
So it just my whole life didn't really recognize it, to be honest.
Yeah.
All I know is when you get to a campground, it's a whole different world, and everybody in the campground are campers.
Yep.
And that's it. It's not a black camper. It's not a white camper. It's not a Mexican camper. It's not a Chinese camper. It's people camping and everybody kumbaya and having some fun.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of advocacy groups that have popped up. The Black Folks Camp 2 group that's working with RVIA. Is that a good way to go for the minority camper? Is that the way to grow the diversity in the camping?
It's best to reach out to as many groups that will accept you. Is the best way I would put it. Because again, I still go back to say campers are campers. And that's just it.
So are you saying like if you're a campground owner that has not had African Americans there, how would they go about getting more diversity?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they probably would search out to those groups, those particular groups.
Yeah, advertise.
Yeah, to those particular groups. There's maybe 20 or 30 of them now, maybe more, that would love for them to reach out and say, for them to post on there and say, hey, of course I'm not African American, but I'd love to. Here's what we have. This is what we offer. We offer to all campers. So I think that'll be a great way to let people know that they're there.
So starting a campground from scratch for anybody is a huge undertaking these days, and there's a lot more of it going on, and hopefully things will get streamlined a little bit more. But what was the reception like in the local community in the state of Alabama to you guys' plans?
Been fantastic, actually. It's been great. We have some neighbors around, and they've been real supportive. Even city officials have been real supportive. It's I can't say anything bad at all, to be honest.
Well, I think we were told after we were here, we were excited, and then when people came around, campers, contractors, when we were building, they were shocked that we were here, and so that's what kind of made our eyebrows go up and go, okay, what's the problem? What's the big shock? And there was a shock, to say you guys are African American, you're not even from here, yet you decided to come to one of the most supposed to be racist states in America.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Okay, so we said that may be every state. That it may not just be Alabama. So we didn't think about separating Alabama from Ohio, from Michigan, from any other place. So they all, have the same issue. So what would stop us from doing it here? And so that's what we would tell them, that we could have did this at home and had the same issues. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I know we wrote an article. I think you spoke with Jeff Kreider, one of our freelance writers, for an article, I think at the beginning of last year, just on you guys developing the resort. And I know that you had mentioned, there were a few challenges. I know you had mentioned some of the loan processes, I guess you guys took, and I know you guys have done like rental apartments or rental housing in the past. I guess just kind of what was that journey like, getting the financing together for the park and putting that all together, I guess?
Well, I got to say, I'll tell it from my point of view, and then he has his own point of view, but mine was, let's just go with cash. Let's just sell a few homes, and then let's just don't even bother with that, because we've had, in the past, there is a lemonade, we call it lemonade stand money that you might get, just enough to get a little bit, 50,000 here, 25,000 there, and it's just not enough to really move anything. So we've taken that money in the past, but we're coming to the bank asking for money to get, with a good business plan. We got 800 credit scores. We're trying to get things done, but it's just, there's no movement. So I said, look, we're going to stop asking for that stuff, and we're going to we're going to sell these homes. We're going to go, if you want an RV park, we're going to go buy it. He did have a glimpse of hope. He's like, look, let's see if we can go and finance the park. We found the park. We got 45 days to close, or 60 days, whatever. Let's just see. I said, we're going to waste time. Let's just see, he said. So he had a glimpse of hope. We did try in the area, and I always hold our license out to last minute. Even when they ask for it, I kind of just, you know what? I didn't send it to you. Oh, wow. I send them everything else. We had a couple banks that was working with us, and then they're okay. We can do this. What we're going to do, you put half down. He said, he even told one bank, I'll put half down.
Put half down, man.
I'll put half down. And then they were all for it. All of a sudden, that last little item they needed, which our license, you send that. And that whole tone it's like we were best friends. And now it's like you're the worst enemy.
Like, what happened?
I said, honey, we wasted 30 days.
Yeah. Well, First Bank of America, we paid for it cash, got it done, got the deal done. And then First Bank of Alabama came through for it. So it worked out.
So what you have to do is get out there, start the improvements, and then let the bank come to you. In our case, where we bought something that's worth now, 4 or 5 times more, so that's our plan, get out there, work, let the bank come to you. That's what they did. We told them right away, when they called, hey, we're African American, just want to let you know, we don't want to play games with the hesitation and just yes or no, and that's kind of how we are. And they were very, very upfront, and
receptive.
We worked together. Receptive. Yeah.
Went through fast.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Gold Star member program. That seems pretty unique.
Yeah. So what we did was we had a lot of volunteers out here, and during the build process, we call them out and say, hey, come on out and help us plant flowers and stuff. So I said, you guys are like founding members, you guys are like, people that we should have as part of the park. So what we did was started founding members for June. So whoever came and stayed with us during the month of June, they became founding members, and they pay $40 whenever they stay plus tax for life. And so this year for our anniversary, we're doing the Gold Star member, where you can do the same thing. If you can't make it, you can donate two of those days. You have to book at least 2 days. Can't make it, book then offer those to a veteran, and you'll still be a Gold Star member.
How has that process went? Are you guys going to sell out of Gold Star members?
Well, we had 1,500 founding members.
Wow.
That's great, because in this area, we are the first to get we're one of the first to start open all season, all year round. Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, what I did that for was to get this area moving. We need people coming by here more often. And that Gold Star membership and founding membership does that.
Yeah, a lot of people come to this area, and West being right off of Highway 20 basically cuts through our backyard. And in the past, because all the other parks around here just generally open for the race, they already knew in the back of their mind none of them's open. So if we're even tired when we get to this point, we got to push on through, because there's nowhere to stay or enough places to stay, because you have a couple of them down the road a little bit, but they'll fill up quick. So they just didn't have any place to stay. So now that we're showing that there's a park open, where if they just need to come for the night and get some rest, being here, it's helping. So the momentum and the thought is getting into other campers that are passing through from Texas or coming from North and South Carolina back through. This is kind of like that perfect zone to get that rest you need,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're appreciating it, actually.
I think part of the discussion we wanted to have a little bit too was on, we talked a little bit about diversity. I know the industry is looking at how do we get more diversity in the campground ownership ranks. And I guess, you guys mentor other Black folks, I believe, too, as far as how they can kind of build their own businesses, correct? And how does the industry kind of throw out the welcome mat to, hey, we want you to become campground owners too, I guess?
Well, again, there's a lot of criteria involved. Like we had our 3: highway, close to highway, reasonably priced, stuff like that. So a lot of people will ask, and they'll have property already, but it may be off the beating path. So with that being said, you would have to put into your plan to actually put more into the park. Try to really coming out of the gate, because you want people to come and hang out and enjoy your park. But if it's too far, say from a Walmart or somewhere where if they need to resupply, that can become an issue. So we have to always explain to them that, okay, if you way out in the boonies, up on the hill, around the corner, and through the woods, that's great scenery situation. But a lot of people around here, they like to get the propane. They want, they may run out of propane. They might want to get a bag of charcoal. They need stuff like that. So they want to be somewhere generally close to a town or city where they can pick up supplies.
Yeah, it's been amazing mentoring them, because we're learning a lot, and we're walking them through the loan process is to really letting them know to be upfront. Just let them know you're serious about your loan and you want to be treated fairly. So that's what we're basically telling them. Really have a great conversation with the banker, because you'll need them. Start that relationship early, with your banker, so they get to know you, you get to know them. And because it is different, it's just going to be different for them, being that, they have a black family coming in there saying, I want $2 million or $3 million. That's different. So it recognized that it is different, but let's all, give me a chance. Let's get to know each other before you spit out your $3 million. Get to know who I am, that I'm a person that's going to pay you back. I am a person with a dream. I'm a person with a business plan, a real serious plan. So that's what we're helping them really get through.
So there's been an explosion of investor interest in the last couple of years, obviously pandemic driven. But when the market exploded and everybody bought an RV and the campgrounds became so crowded, all of a sudden this outside money came in from all these investors. It seems like owner operators like you are a little bit of an endangered species right now, because folks can come in and with big money, big cash, and overpay and take over the campgrounds. Do you think you could as easily have done what you did in today's climate?
No, that's a flat out no. You're right. The competition with money, as far as groups coming in and doing what they're doing, it would make it a little tough. As I mentioned before, a lot of the people that we talk to, they either have already started or they already have property. So it's a little easier for them to slide on in, because they're just working off their old family's property anyway. So, but for somebody, as you say, trying to just, okay, I'm gonna go out and find some property, or find a rundown campground and try to get, it's gonna be tough for you. Yeah.
I think one of the things too is that people that camp, though, they still want that personable, service oriented, type of campground. I think that the big groups it's great that they're out there making the changes, improving things. However, I do feel that, there'll be opportunity still, because one of the things we brought to the table was that experience, was the time you put into something. I really think, if the groups are anything like some of the people we rented to that were millennials, it's short lived, and I think that's going to crash. And I think when they crash, we'll be there, pick up the pieces.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just so tell us a little bit about how you work with other people, kind of mentoring them. That's kind of a neat aspect about bringing them along to start their businesses, I guess.
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, okay. So like we just had a couple that followed us on Facebook. We were rushing to get to the call because they just stopped by because they were on their way to Atlanta. So, and they were Caucasian. And they said, hey, we're from Texas. We just drove 12 hours. I've been following you guys. And they got out of the car and we took pictures. We took a picture of them. We're going to post them tomorrow. But they have land already that they would like to turn into a campground. So we were like, hey, we're going to be in Texas with another couple that's doing it there. And that guy is, he's the Indian guy. We'll come by and visit. He's like, oh, we got a pad for you already. So they'll use our marketing. We're going to take them down our steps with the marketing, and then he'll take them down the steps with getting the zoning and all those things together. So we do have a process that we use that's been working out pretty good with working with each couple.
So what are the rates like at your campground now? You mentioned the $40 for life for the Gold Stars, but what's typical for an
We're
RVer?
$49 plus tax, and then $55 on for holiday. And people who are founding members, they pay no more than $40 plus tax.
And what's the facility look like? What's the experience like for campers there now?
You want to see? That's just your part.
What do you mean what it look like? Well, we have what you call the straight angle right now, which we had the angle off the edges so people feel more comfortable pulling into the sites. We noticed that, we as campers have been trained to stay off the campground grass. And I had to explain to them that I'm the one that cut the grass. Kill it.
Yeah. Well, in our reviews, like if you look at our reviews for people who have stayed here, I mean, they are glowing. They like the fact that this is a comfortable, even though we're close to the highway, you don't hear the traffic. We have the full hookup. We have 75 long sites. You get plenty of room. During when you're here, they can look a little tight, but we space people out accordingly. We're booked up for the race coming up. All sites are booked up. So excited about that. And so they say it's comfortable. We got a pool that's about 10% finished, and it'll be done hopefully by May. So that'll be the first pool in Lincoln, Alabama. So we're excited about that. So we've made it comfortable in this first phase. Hopefully the next phases we can start the beautification, like make it really beautiful. So when you come in, you can see more trees and more just more upgrades.
Oh, the trees got to grow. They've been planted.
Yeah.
So do you feel pressure to add amenities to the park? Are there campgrounds that are the campers showing up and saying, do you have food service? Do you have playgrounds, jumping pillows, all that sort of thing to entertain my family?
Yeah, not as of yet. We do have a spot for the kids to play, volleyball, basketball,
playground.
A little playground for them to play around in. We got they got plenty of space to go out and burn off energy running around the grass if that's what they want to do here already. But here in Lincoln area, I mean, there's activities close by. Catch it on the right day, you can go do the driving experience at the track. 5 miles away, if they say it's 5 miles, but it don't feel like it. It's just kind of on the back side of the track. There's a CMP. There's a big old gun club there. One of the state of the arts and one of the best ones in the country, actually.
ATV.
And then they have a place called Top Trails. If you're in the ATV or going, four wheeling, this thing's got 2,800 acres of trails. It's so big that you got to take GPS with you to even get back. And then just up the road here, there's a place that called Combat Park, and that's just up the street, where you can go drive a real military tank if you want to. These things are right here close,
Yeah.
Wow.
The amazing thing is we're the ones that, we're helping getting some of this stuff out. A lot of this stuff people don't know that there's so much to do in this area. So we're helping to really put Lincoln on the map, with these things.
Yeah,
so what's your camper trade area look like now? Are you drawing mostly from local, or is it well beyond state lines?
Well beyond. Yeah. We're getting, I would say we're not getting the locals, which we have to figure that out. But we're getting more from everywhere else.
Everywhere. Out of Texas, North, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about the rising gas prices?
Yes.
Like, will that affect the people coming into the park potentially?
I think he's nervous about it on another end. I'm not. I think it's going to really. I think it's a great opportunity to get the locals out of their. They got their RV sitting in their driveways, and they're going to say, "Hey, I'm not going to drive to California this year. Let's go to Time Away RV Resort." So I think we're going to get a lot more of that, and I think a lot of the campgrounds out there are going to get a lot more of that. The local people that are an hour away, 20 minutes away, coming and staying for the weekend.
You asked the question. We have an RV ourselves. It's a diesel pusher.
Okay.
So, I'm the one that fills it up. I know what it costs, and before the hype, of taking the price up. And do I want to get up right now and take off and go to Texas? No. I'm an ex-truck driver. I should spend that kind of money on fuel. I was making money with that money. In this hand, it's just gone, and hope I have a good time where I get where I'm going.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be more localized.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before we started the day that there's some expansion plans in the future for you and your family. You've got your adult children sort of interested in growing the brand a little bit.
Yeah, we're breaking them in easy.
We're excited about that. What we had to do was be, as you know, Mike, I think you said you've been in marketing for a long time with, so we really had to market to them. They're all, in that millennial stage. So we had to really bring something in that makes them happy. So our daughter, for example, we have two. One was in the Navy before our daughter, and then we have a son that was in the Army. So they're just getting out. They're just getting back into stuff. And so what we did was really, what do they want to do, and what makes them happy? So we have a daughter who wants to have a convention center. She does a lot of. She's a yoga instructor. She does a lot of putting on events now. So we said, hey, what if we had a really big convention center there,
or just
at
put
the park? So this will make her happy. It'll be part of her, so she can bring her brand and we can partner. So we did that with each one of them, and that's how we presented it, and that's what made them say, you know what, we're on board. Yeah. So we like to do it more closer to Ohio, Michigan this time, because it's near. We have a lot of contacts. It'll be easier for him to work with contractors. He had a tough time here. That was probably the toughest thing here. So it'll be a lot easier for him to work with contractors and get things done a lot faster. Even though we got this done in 8 months, they're knowing people that can drive and get, folks, you can get it done a lot faster.
Yeah.
So are your sites all geared for RVs? Are there tenting options? Are there glamping plans in the future to put in some glamping tents? Anything like that?
Well,
starting a cabin.
We have the sites right now that we have are just set up for the RVs. We have a lot of area over off to the right over here that we wanted to expand tenting over to that area, and that's in the plans, and hopefully they will come true. But it's all about how we can get things generated around here.
He's working on a tiny home right now. So we're going to see how that tiny home goes. So far it's going pretty good because we get a lot of calls about it. We didn't want to make any promises. So we kind of took their names and said, okay, we'll see, because he's working on as fast as he can. So we're going to see how that goes. If that goes well, we will start, do 5 to 10 of them in the back there, and make that, that area. So we're kind of filling that out.
Yeah.
Have you guys been going to any conferences or association meetings or anything? What's that been?
No opportunity really, because it's just me and her running the place 90% and 100% of the time. So we're pretty much stuck here.
We haven't had opportunity.
There's no camping.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So how do you guys find the products and different things that you utilize there at the park?
That is me online all day.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have some volunteers. So if we do need to get out, those same volunteers has been with us since day one. We have about 8 couples. They'll come and stay at the park while we get away for a minute. So we do get a chance to get out. We just haven't gone to any of those meetings that we've been wanting to go to get more involved. We stay involved with them though in the groups. They have some camp owner groups that we are heavily involved in. So we kind of stay connected that way.
Yeah, I still manage properties at home, so I got to show face every once in a while.
So what's your waiting list look like? Is it a little bit longer going into the summer?
It's a little bit longer going into the summer, going into June and May. So we're excited about that. We'll see how the rest of it goes. We were surprised over the winter.
Yeah.
We thought we had to shut down.
Close.
We was like, we're
go home for the
down.
holidays.
Yeah.
Well, we missed all of them.
We started getting all these calls, and we were like, oh wow. So the park carried us home January, February, December, November,
Christmas.
Yeah, they were here for Thanksgiving and Christmas and
New Year's.
Right. Oh. And we were anticipating getting the minute out, so it was a good time.
People love to camp. So I guess getting ready to wrap up here. I guess just getting back to the diversity stuff. I guess just looking at the industry, are you guys excited to see more people enjoying camping and more minority groups heading out, and how does the industry keep attracting all different types of people, I guess?
It's really to keep the word of mouth out there. My family, my siblings don't camp. As adults, as we did it when we were kids. They won't come out now. I don't get it. It's fun. You know what I mean? You just have fun meeting people. We just got to keep the word out. Just keep it out. You're safe. It's okay. You're not gonna get a mountain lion on your back. Just come on out and have a good time. We had a park. It's pretty much a controlled environment. You got to give them the positive. Just keep positively influencing them and let them know it's just a good time. You like to barbecue? Yeah. You like to sit around and smoke a cigar? Yeah. You like to have a drink every once in a while? Yeah. You want to play a little cornhole? Yeah. Well, let's do it at the park for 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, there a lot of them want the cabin to finish so they can come out and sample it. So having we had a travel trailer that they came out and sampled. That was booked from day one. It was our daughter, so they booked that up, and so I think having those things for them to sample, they will sample. I mean, we will sample first, and then see if we like it. So I think that's nice to have a travel trailer that they can actually live in and like it and get that experience. So and staying close to the groups. I think that has really helped. Posting on there and just getting feedback.
Yeah, definitely. I watch videos online, and I saw a video of a guy getting attacked by a mountain lion. And I was like, I think if that ever happened to me, I'd stop going outdoors, period. So I just stay inside. So
he needs a good stick. Slap it on the ground a couple times and he's gone.
Well, I would say with our experience though with the diversity, like here at the park, we have noticed like a difference in the different, with African Americans versus our, Caucasian, campers. And that's mainly that, African Americans we have had to entertain or have more, they don't want, they seem to not want a wooded area, but an area that is where they can see everything, area that has some different, lot of stuff to do inside. Yeah. So that has been a difference, and hopefully we can respond to that, in the growing, period with the park growing.
Yeah, definitely. So, and you guys, I imagine, stay pretty busy during race weekend. So.
Yeah, this whole area is so crazy.
It is. That's what makes us unique, though. Going from that, you talk about diversity, going from the African American camper to the Alabama, kind of backwoods camper, the race camper. It does bring on that, it's different, and we like it. We love it.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I live in southern Michigan, and just around Michigan International Speedway, there's a ton of campgrounds, and they just get loaded up on race weekend, and they like to have a lot of fun. So, lots of good people though. So,
yeah.
But anyways, I think we'll just wrap up the show now. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Nate and Alicia for coming on. And I didn't screw up your names. So usually I screw up someone's name. I guess I should call Mike Mickey or something.
Well, that's personality flaw.
Exciting. No, we hope to, when we get the Ohio Michigan going, we hope to be in touch with you guys again, especially Hillsdale. Mike's not coming back to Snow, so we probably won't see him up there.
Maybe in July.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, guys, it's gonna be fun to watch you guys grow and evolve and hit phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and I'm sure Alicia, you stay on Nate and keep him busy.
That's right.
I was trimming grass today.
Right.
Well, and leave yourself a little time to get back out in RV a little bit to reconnect. That's always a necessity.
The goal.
Yeah.
Well,
it is.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys find some free time to come to some conferences, and maybe I'll run into you. I'm at the Mid-Atlantic Conference right now in Florida, so I'm kind of down by where you guys are at. But nice. Would be definitely nice to see you in person. So
yes, sir.
Well, everyone have a good rest of the day, and thank you, Nate and Alicia, for coming on. And have a fun week in Hawaii, Mike.
Yeah, we'll
Mike.
stay in touch. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Have a good one.